The truth is, if you are not willing to network, you aren't that interested in your professional growth, all right? If you want to get promoted or a new job or just feel not alone in your career, you need a network because your relationships are going to be the secret sauce of that professional success. They open doors to collaboration, to mentorships, of course, to job opportunities. But let's be real, if you're ignoring or messing up your networking game, it's a total buzzkill to your growth. Now, my name is Maryann Lombardi. I am a career and leadership development coach. I'm the founder of Find Your Fit. In today's video, we're going to break down the 5 biggest mistakes people make when networking, the cost of making those mistakes, and how to avoid them so you can build the relationships that are going to help you reach your career goals. So let's get started. Okay, mistake 1, thinking only of yourself. When you only think of yourself when you're networking, it's like playing this one-sided game, right? And it quickly is going to become tiresome and quite honestly no fun for everyone else involved but you. So networking is this reciprocal process, right? And if you only focus on your needs and your goals, you end up alienating these potential connections. So you want to approach networking with a mindset that is inclusive of everybody, right? Because it's supposed to be this mutually beneficial relationship. Now, the cost of making this mistake is kind of high. First, people quickly are going to get a sense that you're self-interested, right? Only self-interested. And they might see you as someone who just takes but never gives, which leads to this damaged reputation and a diminished network. Also, you can miss out on the wealth of knowledge and perspectives and opportunities that are going to come from genuinely connecting with others and understanding what their needs and their goals are. By taking the time to listen, offering support, and creating value for other people, you build this network that is not only strong for you, but is supportive in a way that has people really interested in maintaining that. So you want to offer them support before you help yourself. Because the most important question you can ask is there anything I can do to support you? Ask that before you make an ask for yourself, right? Networking, two-way street. Give as much as you take, and you're going to ensure this healthy, thriving network that's going to benefit everybody, okay? Mistake 2, not making that ask, okay? If you don't make an ask when networking, it can be this major missed opportunity because networking is about building these relationships and helping each other reach their goals. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what we're here to do, is help each other reach our goals. But if you can't clearly articulate your needs, your aspirations, you're going to deny your network to help you because you can't assume that they automatically know what you need if you don't tell them, right? So the cost of this mistake is high as well. First, you may find yourself in a situation where you miss out on opportunities that could have been yours if you had only spoken up. It could be a job lead, an introduction to some key player. It could be advice on some critical project. Your network is that valuable resource of yours, and it can't be fully utilized if you can't communicate your needs. Also, it can just lead to frustration and stagnation in your career or your projects if you don't know how to talk about what you want and what you do, right? Because people want to help, right? By making a clear and thoughtful ask, you're going to empower that network to support you, right? And it fosters this sense of collaboration and mutual benefit, remember? Because people generally want to help other people, okay? Especially if the request is reasonable and well articulated. All right, mistake 3, not following up. Oh my God, everybody makes this mistake. Not following up after networking, an event, a call, whatever. It's like starting a conversation and then like walking away without saying goodbye. And it's a surefire way to let that connection just kind of fizzle out. So following up is crucial because it shows that you value the interaction, that you are genuinely interested in maintaining the relationship. Without this, your initial effort just is forgotten, right? And any potential collaboration or opportunities just aren't going to materialize. Now, the cost of this mistake is also high because first you risk losing any momentum that you've built during that initial interaction. And if you don't follow up with a person that you met, they're going to, move on, forget about you, right? Which leads any potential opportunities there for collaboration, mentorship, jobs, all of that down the drain. Second, neglecting that follow-up makes you seem unprofessional, disinterested, which can damage your reputation and hinder future networking efforts, right? People might view you as insincere, unreliable, right? So to avoid this, always send a follow-up message or an email within a few days of your meeting. Express your appreciation for the conversation, reference something specific you discussed about, and suggest a way to continue the dialogue. This simple gesture reinforces your interest and it solidifies the connection, keeps the door open for the future, okay? It's also good to take notes after your conversation so you can remember what you talked about, what they liked, who they are, what their challenges are, that kind of thing. Because then you can refer back to it before you send follow-ups, okay? Just a small little tip. Mistake number 4, neglecting the current network you already have. Right? When you neglect your current network in favor of making all these new connections, it's like abandoning that well-tended garden for this wild forest, right? While the allure of all that fresh people, opportunities, all that kind of stuff is undeniable, when you overlook your current relationships, the ones you've already built, it's a mistake. Because your existing network has this depth, it has this history, it has this trust that took time to establish. And if you let that go, you risk losing those foundations that you've developed, because too often we forget about all the people we already know. The people who know us, they care about us, right, already, and we could reconnect with them, when we're trying to find something new, instead of always looking for new people to help us. We also assume that we know who is willing to help us and how they can help us, right? But you never know, right? You just never know until you reach out and you ask people. So the people you already know, who already know you, are in the best position to help you. Let's talk about cost. First, you're going to miss out on opportunities that only your existing network can provide, right? Because of their insider knowledge on you, the kind of referrals you need, the kind of work you do. These people have seen you, your work ethic, they know your strengths, right? It makes them much more likely to advocate for you, okay? Also, when your current contacts feel ignored or undervalued, they become less inclined to support or recommend you in the future. So this damages, again, your reputation. It erodes that mutual respect that you've worked hard to build. So you want to regularly check in with your current network. Update them on your progress and see how you can support them, right? You see the theme coming back here? Pick a new group of people to reconnect with every quarter, right, that you haven't talked to. Take good notes and follow up with them, okay? Mistake 5, networking with too many people, right? When you're trying to connect with too many people, it can dilute the quality of your conversations. And it kind of leaves you stretched, right? Way too thin to make any real impact with those relationships. It's like trying to juggle like too many balls at once, right? Eventually you're going to drop them. So when you focus on this quantity over quality, you're going to risk forming these superficial connections that lack depth and meaning. And this results in a network that doesn't really provide a lot of support, right? Because it's wide and not very deep. Again, costs. Let's talk about costs. First, you're going to miss out on building stronger, more valuable relationships, right? With a smaller group of contacts who can become these key allies and these key mentors to you. It's also, I keep talking about reputation, but it's a good one, right? It can damage your reputation if people feel like they're just another name on your list rather than somebody who's in that inner circle. And maintaining too many connections also can lead to burnout, making networking feel more like a chore rather than this productive and enjoyable activity. Maybe enjoyable for some, not others. I don't know. We'll talk about that. Instead, you want to focus on meaningful relationships with a select group of people who align with your goals, values, and, what you're looking for, right? Just to make sure that it's enriching for everybody involved. All right, I'm going to do one more mistake. One more mistake is not being prepared. If you're not prepared when you're networking, it's like stepping onto that stage without knowing your lines. You're bound to stumble, trip, miss opportunities. So preparation is key because it's going to allow you to make these meaningful connections and have really good conversations when you're prepared. Because when you're not, you're going to be scrambling to what do I talk about? You're going to be struggling to remember their names or failing to make a really good impression, okay? Cost of this? same as a lot of things, which is missing opportunities to connect with influential people, right? To discuss topics that are important to both them and you. If you don't know what's important to them, it's hard to know what to talk about, right? So, and if you don't know the context of the event or the activity that you're participating in, you're not going to make the most of the opportunity that's there. I'm going to say it again, it's going to damage your reputation because it makes you appear disinterested, unprofessional. People are less likely to remember you positively or want to continue that relationship if you don't come across prepared. So avoid this pitfall by just doing your homework, right? Just a little bit of homework before your events, your conversations. Research people that you're going to be talking to, understand the context of the event. All of that kind of stuff is going to help create better conversation starters. It's going to create a better reputation for you, a better impression, when you're having those conversations, and create better relationships. Okay, recap it up. Building, nurturing your relationships, obviously essential to your career growth. Networking is kind of like the jam and key, but you got to do it correctly, and you want to avoid these 5/6 mistakes. Thinking only of yourself, not making an ask, not following up, neglecting your current network, networking with too many people, and not being prepared. All right, so thanks for watching. I know we threw a lot in there today, but subscribe to my channel, learn how you can land that dream job and so much more, and I'm going to see you in the next video.